So just a quick review of dealing with exponents. 10 to the power of 1 could be rewritten really just as a single 10. So I'm going to put the value of 10 to the power of 1 is just 10. 10 to the power of 2 squared, well, that's 10 times 10, and that has a value of 100. 10 to the power of 3 is really 10 times 10 times 10, which is 1,000. All right. So notice that as we move to the right, 10 times 10, or 10 squared, is 100. 100 squared times another power of 10, or 10 to the power of 3, is 1,000. Working from right to left, though, if I take 1,000 divide by 10, I get 100. Take 100 divide by 10, I get 10, and 10 divide by 10, well, 1. And again, that just reviews any exponent of 0, that's going to make the base 1. Well, if we continue moving to the left, again, 10 divided by 10 is 1. 1 divided by 10, well, that's going to give us 1/10. So 10 to the power of negative 1 is simply 1 over 10. 10 to the power of negative 2 is simply 1 over 100. So again, it's getting smaller. Notice the numbers are repeating, that the numbers on the left, though, they're getting smaller and smaller, and the numbers on the right are getting bigger. So now 10 to the power of negative 3 is 1 over 1,000, which would be 10 times 10 times 10. All right, so general idea before we get into our problems is positive exponents make numbers bigger, negative exponents make numbers smaller. So in our first example, it says write the number 7.9 times 10 to the power of 2 in standard form. We're going to start by writing the original problem. So I'm going to put 7.9 times 10 squared. Positive number means I'm going to move the decimal to the right. So I'm just going to take this number over here, 7.9, and then what I'm literally going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move that 2 places to the right. So 1, 2. And then I'm just going to put my decimal over here. I'm going to add a 0 to that spot right there. And now that 7.9 really turns into 790. But again, let's go back and let's simplify our final answer. 790. So again, write the original problem, move the decimal, and then box your final answer. So 790. Next one, we have 6 times 10 to the power of 5. I do want to go ahead and give you a quick reminder that if you don't see the decimal, you could go ahead and start by writing 6.0 times 10 to the power of 5. Just like that's $6, and that's still $6. The only difference is in this problem is that we have an exponent of 5. Well, like I said, start with the original problem. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write 6.0. And I'm going to switch over to red here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that decimal 5 places to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to move the decimal clearly over to here. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add zeros to any open spots. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then 4. We'll rewrite our original problem. So let's see, 6 changed to, I think that's 600,000. 1, 2, 3, yeah, that's definitely 600,000. All right, box our final answer. All right, so there's our positive exponents that make numbers bigger. Start with the original problem, move the decimal, rewrite your final answer. Now we're going to go ahead and deal with negative exponents. So negative exponents are going to make numbers smaller. So again, start with the original problem. So I'm going to put 6.5 times 10 to the power of negative 2. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite 6.5. And now what I have to do is I actually have to move the decimal 2 places now to the left, though. So this is going to make this number smaller by 2 places. So I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to add a decimal there and then add any zeros there. What did I do on the last one? Oh, I just added it. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So just to clarify, I'm going to add a 0 to this spot here. Then I'm going to rewrite my final answer. I've got decimal 0.65, and then we'll box that. Now you could put a 0 in front of that. You don't need it though. And there you have it. So 6.5 changed to decimal 0.65. And our last example, kind of like our first example number 2 where we had a whole number here, you can always rewrite this as 6.0 if that makes you feel more comfortable. So again, let's start with writing the original problem. And the original problem is 6 or 6.0 times 10 to the power of negative 5. Again, negative exponents are going to make numbers smaller. So I'm going to write 6.0. I'm going to switch over to red to show the decimal moving, and I have to move it to the left 5 places. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to add the decimal here, and then any open spots, just like we've done before, we're going to go ahead and fill it with zeros. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. So to write it, And again, I'm just going to go ahead and add 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros and a 6. And then that 0 to the right of 6 is irrelevant. We don't need it there. Not sure if Delta Math will mark it right or wrong, but there you have it. 6.0, or 6 times 10 to the power of negative 5, is going to give you decimal 0.00006. And that's it. So again, just to kind of summarize, you're going to start with the original problem. You'll show the movement of the digit, either left or right, and then you'll rewrite your final answer and then box it.